Guys, the stuttering's not going away. Get over it. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. It's here to stay. It took me years to develop this flawless stutter, and I'm here to share it with the world. Comment about it. Spend extra time giving energy to something you don't like. It's not real either way. What I do right now is not real. But let me tell you, that's where the stutter comes from. I am a very respectful member of society. The less you know me, the better, more respect I display. In many examples, it's the opposite. You have to earn respect. And I am a believer of that as well. But I'm also a believer of killing everybody with kindness. I think it truly does work. It makes me sleep better at night, even if it doesn't work. I have flaws. I have very many flaws. I often say I'm aware of and that I want to fix, and I don't know if it'll ever happen. To be truthful with you, I know myself better than I think I do, and I'm forever in debt to my friends. They will let me bitch and moan. They let me complain. It feels very good in the moment, but in hindsight, it's, ooh, that was gross. Why did I do that? I could have at least asked them how their day was going. And it's a flaw, and it's not good. And I say I'm aware of it, and I'm trying to fix it. We will see actions always prevail. And so this podcast used to be an idea that I wanted to take off the ground. Sometimes I would feel sad that I just complained about something. But why not take what I'm very good at doing, is complaining about nothing, essentially looking like an ungrateful prick. I'm good at that, and I also have a skill where I can make things funny. And so why don't I just merge the idea? But it's mostly for me to bitch and complain, and if it gets views and it garnishes attention and entertainment, I'll take it. If not, I will sleep happily either way. Some folks are commenting that this is insightful. They can tango with it, and other people are letting me know that this is awful. And that's fine. That's the internet. That's how it always will be. As mean as the hatred can be, the nice comments can also be fake too, and it feeds into my ego. It feeds into that dopamine. I'm online posting clips. I like likes. They make me feel good, and I know that's not good. And I think it's a very delicate thing to keep in mind, but uploading also makes me feel good, whether it gets 0 likes or not. I am just literally talking into the ether. So now let me get to the stutter. The stutter comes from taking it on the chin every day, all day. I will put my foot down, but as far as watching somebody complain or be rude, that's not enough for me to put my foot down. I'm no hero. I don't want to be one. And I just watch rude people all day long, or dumb people. A lot more dumb people than rude people. They can cross pollinate, and it's really disgusting. It's atrocious. And I can't believe this is society around us. But I just observe, I just nod, I just do a little smile. I think to myself, I keep it to myself. That is until I get in front of a camera and I have a microphone in my hand. And so when I talk or I complain about something, God forbid rant, that's gross. I hate that word. But I get excited. My mouth moves faster than my thoughts. I finally get to talk about it. And perhaps I get a little excited and then a stutter comes out. That happens. It's not going away. If you don't like it, move on. Keep it to yourself. You are doing a bigger disservice to me keeping it to yourself. If you want me to fail, keep it to yourself. Every mean comment can be some constructive criticism in a way. But if you truly want me to fail, keep it to yourself. I beg of you, keep it to yourself. That's a little bit of reverse psychi. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, the stutter's here to stay. I'm sorry. I don't do it in public. Maybe I do. I don't know. I hope not, because I would kill myself. I just want to talk a little shit about the cinema, and I will get on my way. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday today. I don't have any numbers. I don't have any articles. I don't have any links in the description. But the casual movie goer is declining. They're saying we don't want to just be out and about and see now playing at 8:45 and we look at our phones. And if they don't have any notifications on them, any so and so liked your stories or any retweet notifications, we look at the time. We actually do that from time to time. And we say, wow, the 8:45 showing. It is 8:30. We can actually go to the movie. Sounds nice. We had nothing else going on. We don't need to be home right now. We can watch this movie. It's casual. We just happened to be going. This wasn't in our day. We didn't plan this. It was spur of the moment, which is very depressing to be spur of the moment. But spur of the moment doesn't have to be fulfilling. It doesn't, and that's what makes it fun. It's 8:30. We're looking at our phones. There's no notifications. It's 8:30. Let us go to this gas station and buy candy, which candy is probably getting outrageously overpriced. I would know that because I'm a piece of shit. I have a very sweet tooth. And they go to the movie. That is declining. The casual moviegoer. And I back it wholeheartedly. 100% back it. We need to stop pretending like we need to see movies in the cinema, the movie theaters, in the auditorium. Experience Oppenheimer the way. No. I'm anti that. We don't need to experience Oppenheimer in the movie theater. It's not a state of the art. It'll just do outside of the movie theater. And if we do need to experience it like that, these films, I don't know if Oppenheimer won anything. I'm sure it's a great film. I've never seen it. I don't know anything. I just say things. But if that's the case, then we need to make it an exhibit. And it needs to pop up. It needs to be like the Titanic Museum. It needs to be like a Banksy showcase. It just needs the Van Gogh exhibit. It needs a section. I guess the Art Institute of Chicago just needs to do an addition and add Oppenheimer and and interchange these seasonal movies. If it's truly an experience that we're all raving about, then it needs to happen. That is the compromise that I'm willing to make. We need that. If that's the case, experience Oppenheimer and X, Y, and Z the way it was intended to, then let's put it in museums because it must be that great of a spectacle. We need to stop pretending we need the movies. We cheat the experience from the get-go. We smuggle in paraphernalia, candy, and drinks. And I've even on record smuggled in a whole 24 case of beer with my friends. And we were just emptying these cans and throwing them on the floor. And the recliner, I'm putting my legs down and it's crushing a bunch of cans. And me and my friends are dying about it. We are blackout drunk. We don't even know what happened in the movie. The outcome of that situation, littering beer cans, laughing, ruining undivided attention that's supposed to be given to the screen, taking that away from people around us while we are getting blackout drunk in a 90-minute movie. The outcome should have been us getting into the car, blackout drunk, and dying. That is truly what we deserved. We were young, 18, 19, 20. And again, maybe the silver lining and the other perspective is it's not an experience, but that's what the experience was. A movie theater auditorium is disgusting. I truly pity the people that have to pick up all these beer cans. I'm pretty sure my friend punched my other friend He was so drunk they took him outside and he punched his friend, our friend, in the face. It's entertaining. It's a fun little antidote that I might say at a bar. But that is not an experience. Why Him was the movie with James Franco and Bryan Cranston. And some movies deserve that. Some movies deserve a bunch of drunk fucks getting blackout drunk in a 90-minute movie and making other people's lives more difficult and other people's jobs. Some movies deserve that. Maybe Oppenheimer doesn't. I would not do that to Oppenheimer. I would not disrespect Christopher Nolan, even if he's never going to hear about it. But these auditoriums are just disgusting. They're sticky. They get more gross. It's just unbelievable. All these folks, I don't know how many seats an auditorium usually has. Let's call it 100. You have 100 people at a time, at one single time, for a duration of time, giving their undivided attention to a screen. Yet, they are fidgeting with their hands and eating and stuffing their disgusting faces, getting full when they shouldn't, and they are littering this auditorium, making it look like a post-riot scene, making it look desolate and dilapidated and almost like a portal to hell. And I truly feel bad for the people that got to pick up after ourselves. And I would not be able to rack my head around how does this look like a portal to hell every time I clean it, and people were only in here for 2 hours at a time giving their undivided attention to something. I don't know. It's quite the snafu. And now there's movie theaters. I don't know what it's called. The one that serves food. Now they want to give you a full entree of food while you watch the movie. That's disgusting. It's gross. That is not an experience. That's not a way to enhance an experience. That is sad. That is sad if you say we need the cinema and your follow-up to that is I ate an entire rack of ribs and 3 stouts and it was a great experience. That is disgusting. We don't need it. I feel bad for the people who opened that. I feel bad for the people that apply it, and it's not everything they wished it would have been. It's disgusting to page someone, I want an appetizer of mozzarella sticks and fried pickles, and then I want a cheeseburger, and then I want a milkshake. That's disgusting. It's gross. It's lazy. It's everything that society has turned into. It's just a convenient world we live in. And I like it. I have no complaints about it. I think some ideas are very far-fetched. So anyways, since we come from generations of generations, since the Nickelodeons, we've always smuggled paraphernalia in. And as a matter of fact, my great-grandfather was the first person to ever crack open a can of paraphernalia that the establishment didn't sell. That's good. That's a win in my family. My family's very run-of-the-mill Midwest. We don't have a lot of wins. We'll cling on to anything that sounds like a win, even though that rules were broken and it was disgusting behavior. Nobody should have a spur-of-the-moment decision made where they went to a movie theater and combined a restaurant experience, which is very subpar food, just fried food, and then they're watching another shitty run-of-the-mill movie or a superhero movie or remake. That's why the cinema is dying, is because of the cinematic action and female or adjacent to Ghostbusters. It's lazy. It's not quite a movie-going experience, but Harry Potter reboot, that is disgusting. That's lazy. We're just out of innovative, original ideas. I don't feel bad for these film distributors. That iPhone that you product placed, that Apple begged you to, and you conformed and said, okay, you gave in. That thing is taking over. That's why you're going out of business. That's why your box office margin shot. Is because that concept of that iPhone you product placed, it's taken over. Convenience has taken over. Nobody wants to go to the cinema when they can wait an extra 4 weeks and watch the movie, even if it's not intended to be watched in your own home. I don't feel bad for Hollywood or these film distributors and or the casual moviegoer. I just don't. It's stop pretending like that was an experience you needed. And I'm not going to discredit the film buff. That experience, they are willing to look past the sticky floors, the person next to them getting a rack of ribs delivered to their movie theater seat, chair. I don't even know what it is. It's gross. I would never go into one. They are willing to tunnel vision and give their undivided attention to the screen and enjoy the movie and understand and look at choices that were made and acting portrayed. And they got a long history of doing this. They've been doing it many years. It gets them off. It makes them feel alive. It makes them feel productive. They understand it. And then now they're watching 1 in 10 films released on a streaming service that is actually good. And I feel bad. I do. The film buff who enjoyed going to the cinema was able to look past it. I cannot. You cannot. The casual moviegoer cannot. They would complain. They would complain when that person didn't get their bacon guacamole cheeseburger on time and the person does not even notice next to them. They're nudging them saying, "Did you see that? That food came in." No, a film buff would never. And it's not even a home field advantage to watch a movie in your own home if you are a film buff. If you are a movie critic, which is also very pretentious, who are you? But it's not a home field advantage when everything in your home reminds you of why you should kill yourself. You're supposed to be escaping. But now you're sitting in a home where you realize that you can hardly afford the rent to. And you're just getting by. And it's sad. I feel like there should have been some agreement with the distributions and the streamers where the streaming platforms can only showcase movies and not make as many. But with that same school of thought, the distributors immediately caved to product place in an iPhone and they begged the director to get a shot of it. That's the same school of thought, and that's why they're going out of business. I don't know things and I just say things, and I just started watching movies this year, so who the fuck am I? Yeah, I would have loved to go see Michael Mann's Heat in theaters. That sounds fun. It also sounds fun to watch it on my couch, and I do really enjoy that. I just started watching all the big movies this year, so maybe I'm not the guy to comment on this. There's still big movies that I'm ignoring. I didn't watch The Dark Knight until 2022. I am behind the curve, and I will always be late to the party. That's just how it goes. So don't take everything I say seriously, other than the fact that we don't need movie theaters for the casual moviegoers. And then any family driving by an AMC that says, "Aw, that movie theater's closing. We went there a couple times. We have 1 or 2 memories max that we can recall after thinking about it for 8 minutes." And they're very run of the mill, mundane memories that you kind of wish you just didn't take up space in your head. If you say that a movie theater's closing, or AMC comes out and they say, "Hey, we're closing X amount of locations," and you really are saddened by that, you're not. It's just an empty thought and gesture, and put it towards a TikTok comment. Put an emoji with a tear coming down. Because you don't mean that. You don't mean that. You raise zero awareness. When remote work rolled out the red carpet in 2020, not only did you say, "Oh my God, what a blessing. I have an angel looking after me and my family. We can spend more time." What you really said was, "Oh my gosh, I want to capitalize on this opportunity of convenience. I want to take shopping, restaurant orders, movies on top of my work at my own convenience. I want to watch it in my own house." That is truly how I feel. I don't want to experience anymore. The experience is coming to me, and that experience is just convenience. You're empty, you're shallow, you're just an awful person. We're all guilty of this in one way or another. I promise you that film buff that needs the movie going experience to get them off and make them feel like they escape, I assure you, they've ordered Taco Bell in the last week, straight to their doorstep. We're all guilty of it one way or another. We all think we have the globe in the palm of our hands, but we really don't, guys. We're forfeiting lots of experiences. Or we think an experience is going to a movie casually. That's gross. That's disgusting. We're all just empty, shallow garbage and we're taking up space. We're fooling ourselves. Actual experiences are being forfeited. And we're reflecting on experiences that lacked all the substance in the world. We ate a box of Milk Duds, shared a bucket of popcorn as a family, got our fingers all gross, all slimy, yellow. And we watched a 90-minute flick. And it was very mundane. It wasn't good. I don't even remember the name of the movie, but I remember the popcorn on my hands. I remember getting a Milk Dud stuck to my teeth. For 5 minutes, I was toying with that. It was a gap in the plot line because I was trying to get that milk dud out of my teeth. And I started thinking about my dentist and how I'd put off a cleaning. And oh my gosh, the car needs an oil change. Because of that iPhone product placed in 2008. We're fooling ourselves, guys. Technology's moving so fast, it made us dumb. I think the trendy word online is cooked. I think we might be cooked. But I think if we're aware that we're cooked, I think we're back to having a leg up in this race. Oh my gosh, I hope I didn't offend any moviegoers or anybody that's got the apps on their phone where they get a discounted rate. They make their money back in 2 trips to the movie theaters. I do not want to waste time doing that, but I'm glad it gives you enjoyment. I don't know why movies are getting awful, why ideas are being regurgitated. It's sad. It's really sad. I know it's mostly coming from a lot of big film distributions. I think these film festivals and indie movies, as awful as a reputation as they always have, I think there'll be a second renaissance of sorts. Again, I have no evidence on this, but has to be, right? Nobody wants to see Harry Potter 27 years after the first Harry Potter. That's insane, but apparently we do. We're getting jazzed up about it online. The guy from Oppenheimer is Voldemort. That's embarrassing. As an established actor, I'd be embarrassed. Is he from Oppenheimer? I'd be like, wow, I got to be in a lazy reboot 3 decades after. That's insane. But I think it's always happened. Scarface came out in what, 83? And they did it in the late 30s. So, granted, that wasn't a whole fucking 8-movie fucking saga, but it's always going to exist. I'll be right there, first in line to buy a ticket to go see an all-female cast of Iron Claw. I'll be right there. All right, guys. I will see you later. Sorry. I'm very uncultured swine. I shoo off movies. Even in my own home, I shoo them off. I'll be better.